Hello and welcome to another episode of Film Freakz with a Z, the podcast all about movies. Each episode is about a singular movie, but we of course talk about more while we're discussing the film. It's just how it goes. We'll get to this episode's movie in a little bit, but first, I always gotta invite you, the listener, to join in on the Film Freakz fan vote. We're still taking any recommendations that you can give us. You can either send us an email at ff.filmfreaks with a Z at the end at gmail.com or comment on the latest episode of Film Freaks with a Z on the YouTube channel or join the Discord, link in the description, and talk in the movie stuff section. Or if you get onto the podcast, you can also just recommend a movie while you're talking to us directly. It all works. The fan vote will be next episode during Tay's episode, and don't forget that it is only on Discord, so make sure you swing by and land a vote on your favorite movie from the bunch. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves before we introduce the movie. I am YemmytheFerret, and I'm here with
GreedyWaffles.
Taymation.
RaeofPositivity.
Well, technically we're recording this before the holiday, before Christmas.
Happy crisis.
But yeah, hopefully everyone at home listening had a nice Christmas and or holiday.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Chrysler.
Yeah.
Happy Christmas.
I'm sure we all had fantastic Christmas days.
Listen,
Oh, yeah.
It was incredible.
Oh, yeah. Future me, I hope I had a fantastic Christmas.
I won the jackpot, we'll say.
Ooh,
Hey,
now
let's
it got
go.
come
dream
through.
big.
And,
Yeah.
it made my day because you decided to share half of it with me, Tay. And I just want to say thank you so much.
Of course. Well, to be fair, I'm sharing a fourth with you. Everybody gets a fourth in this group.
Wow,
Oh,
look at that.
Awesome.
You get
It's
a
a
fourth, and
Christmas
you get a fourth.
miracle.
Well, my Christmas miracle was that Santa got stuck in the chimney, but his ass was hanging out, so
Let's
Oh.
go.
let's
So
go.
in the die.
Tingling.
Did he
Right,
die?
No, so you saved him, right? Because you knew he was there.
No, he's still there.
Oh, okay.
He's
Well,
comfortable.
Yeah, he's still there. It's just like the Gremlins movie. I'm not gonna take him out to like 2 or 3 weeks later.
Fair.
Wasn't
Sure.
it months?
Yeah, sure, months.
It was some time, an unspecified time.
Enough time that the smell was too hard to miss.
I mean, to be fair, after 2 days, that smell starts.
Well,
setting
depending
in.
on how cold it is.
Oh,
it
that's,
could-
you know what? That is true. That is true. I forgot about cold.
Yeah, just don't use that fireplace while he's up there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or
Well, that's how they found it. Is she went to use the fireplace, so it was still winter.
or they're meaning to hot buns.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And he had all that coal in his sack to give to them too.
Yeah.
All right, hey, let's
All right.
let's talk about
Speaking of,
another Christmas movie here.
Speaking of torturing people,
Yeah.
let's talk about a movie here. So I picked a movie called Home Alone from 1990. Home Alone is directed by Chris Columbus, written by John Hughes. Stars Macaulay Culkin. Did I say that right? I
Macaulay
know we
Culkin.
just
Yeah, you did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yay. Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern,
Pesci.
John Hurd, Roberts Blossom, and a few other people. So I hope I don't have to explain the synopsis, but an 8-year-old troublemaker mistakenly left at home alone must defend his home against a pair of burglars on Christmas Eve. All right, so yeah, no, ooh. So I want to start this conversation off on actually, it's written in this synopsis that I have. It claims as Kevin as a troublemaker, and like in the movie, like everyone had a lot of hate for Kevin, and I feel like that hate was unprecedented. And I just feel like I kind of
Unprecedented?
yeah.
You mean
I just feel
unprecedented?
like president. Yeah, did I say presidential?
You just
You
said president again.
Oh, well, I was like confirming that I said what I thought I said, so that's why I said it. So I felt like it was just unnecessary, and like it was just like out of context, and they were like very mean to him. I was like, dang.
Yeah, the whole
To an
first part of this
8-year-old?
movie is just the child abuse, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah,
fair, when
pretty
he was going
much.
up to the attic, he was kind of a butthead to
Oh,
his
yeah.
mom.
Well,
I
They
would
were-
never
all-
they're
talk to my
all
mom like that.
buttheads, especially in the.
That's
yeah,
true.
They're all just complete assholes to each other.
It's true.
Especially the
family.
Well,
uncle.
after
Yeah.
you what you just gone through, or if you were in his shoes and gone through all that, would you be? Oh yeah.
Oh
I
no,
love you,
like
Mom."
he, yeah, he's
No.
like he's a little justified in his upsetness. And I feel like we can all agree, maybe we can all agree, Uncle Frank is the worst, and he's the cause of all this hatred in the family.
Nice job,
And-
you jerk.
Yeah.
Seriously, like who says that to an 8-year-old? Like you're a grown
Yeah.
up.
Exactly.
Right?
That's like, and that's what I'm like coming from. I'm just like,
Yeah.
this is a lot of hate for a kid, and I know the movie's gotta have a storyline, I guess, for a reason why
Yeah.
he gets left home alone. But I just felt like it was a little too much, and it would have been fine of him, just not even like people hating him, just saying, just like they forgot Kevin at home. Like literally, it could have just been that.
Well, that's just kind of
Well,
what
like-
happened in the end. They just kind of
Yeah.
forget that he's there.
Like,
Well, I'm saying without all the hate in the beginning.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I mean-
I feel like they need that a reason for him to say like, I wish I never had a family or whatever, and I
Right.
Yeah.
I wish that you would
I
all just
made
disappear.
my family disappear.
They
Yeah.
needed that to happen so that he could have that that
Yeah.
moment of freedom, I guess
Well,
you could say.
they
Yeah.
I mean, it was a series of events that basically caused him, like I said, suspension of disbelief. We kind of talked a little bit beforehand was there, where it's like everything, like they had to throw out his ticket, so they didn't realize they were missing a person. Kid had to show up, so they thought they had all the kids. The storm knocked the power out, so they're rushing. And then, like I said, because of this jerky attitude, they sent him to the attic where he can't hear anything, any people rushing around or freaking out. It's like
And-
all of these things had to happen to
Well,
get him to be
Yeah,
left alone.
and continuing on with that, the phones were knocked out, so he couldn't
Oh,
get a
yeah.
call from
Mhm.
home or
What
from
are
his
the
parents.
chances?
Then the police show up, and he's too scared to answer the door because the burglars tried to get in a few, just before. So
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of things happening in a row to just make the perfect storm.
I
Yeah.
feel like that whole thing with the cops just so stupid. It's like, come on, like there's a kid home alone there. Well, no one answered the door. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
8.
No one. Yeah.
Right.
And like there's no
No, that
follow up.
would
There's no
happen.
questions asked. There's like, oh well, whatever.
We
Yeah.
tried.
Have you guys heard like the oh my gosh, what is the word? Like the
Obviously, it's
gosh,
not
dang it.
unpresidential. That's not the word.
But it's like a different backstory where like his father actually wanted him killed and he set that whole thing up to happen.
Oh, the theory, a fan theory.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
But that's just a theory.
A fan theory. I think I've seen that floating around.
Yeah. Well, that was fascinating. That
yeah,
would have
I
made a
don't.
great
I don't.
horror movie.
Yeah. I think it's. I don't know. I have to pause here for a second because I just found out another one of his brothers, Macaulay Culkin's brothers, is in the movie.
Is
What?
Ew.
Kieran
Where?
Culkin is Fuller, the kid who wets the bed, the cousin who wets the bed.
Shut the front door. Oh my gosh, they don't even look alike.
Man, he had a glow up.
Yeah.
He sure
they,
did.
Yeah, but
they look a lot
I
like
see 'em
now.
Yeah,
they
their
look a
whole-
lot. They all look alike.
it looks like they just copied and pasted each other's face and just like slightly
Yeah.
tweaked it
Ex-
a little bit.
And it's so weird that Macaulay is like the only blonde one.
Kind of sus.
Yeah. Except for they all look alike, so they clearly all came from the same
Which
genes.
was, that's what makes it extra sus.
Oh, the blonde brother of all along.
Yeah, that's
Like
interesting.
the dad's brother. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah. I just saw that and I was like, holy shit.
That poor kid. I mean, imagine being cast in this movie, and you're the kid who wets the bed, and you're like the nerd and the dork. You're gonna go back to school, and everyone's gonna be like, "Well, you wet the bed. Better get out the plastic sheets."
they're rich, so he probably went to private school, so he didn't, actors, so they got it. They all
They might have been
understood.
homeschooled.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Oh damn! Okay, I just found a list of all his brothers: Shane Culkin, Dakota Culkin, Macaulay Culkin, Quinn Culkin, Christian Culkin, and Rory Culkin.
That is a full
That is-
house.
That is I didn't realize there was that many Culkins.
And only 2 of them became actors.
3.
3?
Yeah. Kieran, who played Fuller, Rory, who was in Signs, and then Macaulay, obviously the famous of the Culkins.
Hmm. His
Oh wait, no,
parents-
Kieran. Yeah, Kieran Culkin. Yeah, he's the guy from Scott Pilgrim. That's right.
Yeah.
I
Wait,
thought-
which one?
He's the roommate, the gay
Yeah, the
roommate,
roommate.
Wallace.
Shut up!
Yeah,
Oh
I knew
gosh.
that was Macaulay Culkin's brother, but I thought it was the kid from the one from Signs. I didn't realize they were 2 separate guys.
Oh my word. That's hilarious.
Oops. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I see it. I just looked it up. Holy cow. That's creepy. That's weird. He looks too much like his brother.
Yeah.
But with brown hair.
Yeah. I guess Quinn did some acting. Yeah. Yes, he was in 2 things:
Wow.
The Good Son and Wish Kid.
Wow. Yeah, I've not
Sound
heard
like
of either of
instant classics.
Yeah. One came out 91 and 93, and 90 it was a cartoon, so he just voiced. And okay, so he looks like, I know we're getting way off topic here, but he looks like a mixture of Macaulay Culkin and Sean Astin, Samwise,
Yeah.
like put together.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
Interesting. Okay, I'm sorry, I've got us way off tangent. Back to the movie.
How do we get back?
I don't know.
So we were talking about the opening of the movie, with how Kevin was ruthlessly just, I guess,
Hated.
hated exactly, which is why now I'm gonna be referencing the second movie a lot because personally I love the second movie. Personally, not too big of a fan of this one. Okay, I'm just gonna let that sit for a second. Let you guys feel that one out. Okay. The second movie does such a better job of making it more believable that he is, he's upset. He gets sent upstairs. It's more believable what happens. He like pushes down his brother, and then that just collapses the entire stage. It's more understandable that like, okay, he's in trouble for this because of his actions, and then they even have like his brother apologize to him. Of course, it's not like sincere or anything like that, but it's more of it's a better series of events leading up to him being left alone or going. I guess in the second movie he goes on the wrong flight. It makes more sense. Things are set up in a better way. This one is definitely more like, and he's left alone.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand is how Buzz and Kevin are in the same choir when they are clearly years apart. Like,
Right.
Buzz looks like he's in high school.
Well, it's probably just the church choir.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just the
Yeah.
church choir.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It looked like a school
do
function.
They do go to the same church, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Huh.
Don't even church choirs have like different like grade
No, not-
levels? I don't want to say like
Not-
skill levels, but
I have no
I mean,
idea.
No, there's
I
the
don't
youngsters
think
and the
so.
oldsters.
Yeah.
Usually.
The only choirs I've seen just had old people in them
Yeah.
at church.
Well, it is Christmas time too. It's a Christmas carol kind of, not Christmas
Oh,
carol,
oh,
but
yeah.
Christmas singing
Like
thing. So
Special, yeah.
it's probably like
that's
something
fair.
special.
Yeah. I will
Hmm.
say, so I've never seen the second one until today. I saw the first half, and then we had to record. And so, yeah, I definitely believe the series leading up to the second one are definitely more believable. Although all the people laughing at Buzz, like that's unbelievable.
Yeah, that was so
It-
stupid.
It wasn't funny in the least.
No.
Also, Frank is a freeloader.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. What was your
When they-
first clue?
Like in the first movie, at least, like it's the other brother who we never meet. He's the one paying for their trip, and now his other brother, or Kevin's dad, is like, "I'm gonna pay to get you to Florida." It's like, why? That thing about this guy seems like you guys enjoy his company. and you shouldn't. He's a dick.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Like, I know his family, sure, but
It stops there.
yeah, it's like you don't have to pay for his vacation. Say, hey, we're going to Florida for Christmas. If you want to come, you can pay for yourself. Like, well, maybe it was his Christmas gift that year. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or every year. It's just they seem to be going on vacations every
Yeah.
year now.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, just heading back to the first movie, I just you know, the whole thing where he gets left behind, just like you said, it's just very, it's not as believable. Like it's kind of believable here and there, but like I don't know.
Well, I think
No,
they
it's,
do
it's
a
not
little.
believable.
They do a little bit of a good job of just saying how chaotic and unorganized that whole family is. And I think they do that, within the first 10 minutes of, also hating on Kevin.
Yeah.
And then, them
Yeah.
being late. But Kevin also kind of did it on himself. He kind of dipped out after the head count, so.
He wasn't there at all.
Yeah, he
Alright,
wasn't there.
Not for the second one.
Then who
Or not
dipped
for the
out?
first one. I lied. He wasn't there
Oh,
for
yeah,
the first
okay,
one.
yeah.
No, like I said, it was a neighbor
Yeah.
kid who just showed up and was going through all their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taking pictures with the camera, like.
But yeah,
Yeah.
even then, like you would think that Kevin would be kind of somewhat on his mother's mind. Like I know she realizes during the trip that I feel like I'm missing something, right? So maybe that's like the nagging feeling of like, oh yeah, Kevin was upstairs in the attic. But you would think
Yeah.
that he would still, like, after what he said that last night, you think that she would still be thinking about it and being like, Kevin, what did you say? Why would you say that?
Yeah. That or like they're on the plane forever. How did none of the kids
Yeah, well, yeah,
realize that he's
Yeah,
gone?
That's
like
that's the only
No,
part I was like, where's
All the
Kevin?
kids hated him.
Yeah.
true. Out of sight, out of mind type situation. But like after that whole spiel the night before, like someone had to have thought of him.
Yeah. I'm sure some of the kids did, and they're just like, good, he's not
Yeah,
here.
whatever.
Yeah.
We can
Whatever.
enjoy our vacation. Maybe he's up with the parents for some reason. Spoiled little brat.
hmm That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, yeah, there is a lot of suspension of disbelief in the first one for sure. What was I gonna say? I guess jumping forward slightly to when the bandits show up.
The wet bandits.
The wet bandits. They they're so dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
when they show up, like this, I think it's the second night they show up, because the first night they like, oh shit, he's home. The lights turn on, so they run away. Second night they
Mhm.
show up and they see the party going on, and they did this in the second one too. A little bit I saw where it's just like, who's being fooled? But like they look like cutouts.
Right?
They're-
Also, how did he string up this pulley system and know exactly what to do?
right?
Yeah.
Like that's what I
Like-
want to know.
This kid can't pack a suitcase.
Yes.
Yet he can rig up.
And go to the grocery store by himself.
Yes.
Well, like, and you get it's a little bit of an arc where you see him learning to, work for himself, but like go from
Yeah.
I can't pack a suitcase to shopping. It's like, yes, that's a natural progression to saying I know how to engineer deadly traps. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, would it be
Doing
great to
laundry
start
and-
with like Kevin he's really good at like meticulous like things, like maybe show him fixing
Yeah.
something. I don't know. Just
Yeah.
something
So-
like that to kind of put that inkling into your mind.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
make him good at pulling pranks on his brother, on his mom, on his dad, to make them like to understand like where the hatred comes from for Kevin.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that
Or
kind of
have
tie
him,
in
uh,
everything.
Fix that furnace that he was so afraid of. Which
Yeah.
I got a question about that, but anyways, keep going.
Like the only hint, like the only like kernel, I guess, put in place to make you think about where he got the idea for some of the traps is his dad mentions at one point, clean up the micro machines, your aunt almost tripped on them. So it's like, okay, so that's where he got the idea for that, sure. But how does it get the idea to rig up a blowtorch
To a door.
Yeah. Or drop an iron or
Yeah. I mean, the
beat
iron
up a
one's
door handle or
yeah,
you
well,
know.
so the dropping the iron is a little believable, I guess. Like since the laundry chute's right there, he just rigged it up. I mean, it's still crazy, but slightly more believable, I guess, than the blowtorch.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm probably gonna get a little bit of hate for is I hate Kevin's screams. And he does it like 5 times during the movie, and one of them is like this really bizarre one where he's about to be hit by a truck, and he just stands there and does the scream, that his famous scream, and it's like, this is so annoying. Like, I get it the first time it's kind of funny. He puts the aftershave on his face, he screams, then he does it again, and then he screams when the van's about him, and then he screams when the robber's there. It's like, come on, just one scream's enough. That's all I can take. I'm back on my hating kids bandwagon.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like the aftershave scream is like the iconic, like they've put it on the cover
everywhere
of like
everywhere.
every Home Alone except for the newest one and the second one. Because in the second one he doesn't do it, and they're like, we don't want to do it. But then suddenly there's like all their sequels that don't exist. All the covers are having the kids do that, like same pose and everything. It's like, and aftershave doesn't burn if you didn't shave.
Thank you. I was just about to say that. I'm like, I don't really know because I'm not a man, but I didn't think that hurt unless you just like shaved and there's like open pores and
if you nicked yourself.
Yes.
But
Okay.
yeah, it doesn't. It's got some alcohol in it, and so if you have open wounds, it burns. If you don't, it just evaporates off your skin. It's not whatever. That always bugs me too. I'm just like, and yes, I mean, I agree. All of the screams are pointless and annoying.
I just really that one where he's about to be hit by the van and they zoom in on his face doing the scream, and he does the same scream that he did when he got the aftershave on. That one, it just sticks out to me as just like the most pointless, just an irritating thing.
Yeah. When then he screams at first every time he sees the ice snow shovel guy.
Oh, the neighbor.
The neighbor. Also, jumping forward ahead, the neighbor saves him from the wet bandit, and then's like, "Let's get you home." And he doesn't like, "Are your parents home?" Or anything. He just puts him in home. He's like, "Yeah, you'll be fine, kid. Whatever."
And he doesn't turn off the water at the faucet right behind. Like, you are in an inch or 6 inches worth of water right now. Like, turn it off.
He also comes out of nowhere as a Deus Ex Machina. Can I just say, like, at least
he's actually been watching from the window the whole time.
Oh, he probably has. He's
like, I'm waiting for my chance to shine.
I'm waiting to be a hero. No one will ever question me about the bodies ever again.
It worked.
Yeah, well, even his son doesn't question him anymore.
Comparing this with the second movie, which I know, Tay, you didn't get to this part, but
I did see the
bird lady, is much better
her.
Established, and her interaction at the end of the movie where she saves Kevin is much more gradual. Like, it's much more meaningful. She doesn't just show up and whack them in the back of the head with a shovel. She's at the place in the park that Kevin knows where she is. They take him there, and there she is. And it's like, this makes so much more sense than just shovel guy smashing them over the head with the shovel, like randomly, just coming out of nowhere.
That was always one of my favorite parts.
Until the police gets there too. It's like, okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, apparently the police don't even realize that the wet bandits. They think that the wet bandits have been at this one house the whole night or something like that.
Yeah,
it's like, when you get the forensics guys in there, you're gonna find out like they haven't been there for like 3 days.
How funny would it have been if
the
cops go to save or arrest the bandits, and they also get involved in traps?
Yeah.
That would be
funny.
hilarious.
Which is why he went next door, brought him next door.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, okay, let's get to this part then. Why not? Kevin knows when the bandits are coming. Why not just call the police and say, "Hey, these guys are gonna rob my house. Come at like 9:05 when they're already doing the illegal shit. You can get them."
Seriously.
Yeah.
Also, hey, lock some fucking doors. What is the problem with this movie and them not locking doors? Like, he makes this whole slip and slide and blah blah blah, and the doors are open. They are unlocked. The one joke is that Murray or whatever his name is trying to pry open the door, and he just goes, "Oh, the door's unlocked." It's like, look, there's something right there that would have deterred them from entering the building, but no, all your doors are unlocked. Why are we doing this?
He did it on purpose so they could get into his death trap.
But here's the thing: call
Yeah.
the police, keep the doors locked.
Right.
There's an extra
Yeah.
5 minutes of them trying to get in through the door that the police can show up and be like, "Hey, there's people robbing this house. What the fuck?"
Yeah. No,
Seriously.
exactly. I know. I agree with you full-heartedly. But again, suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, movies got a movie.
Movie's got a
Also,
movie. Exactly.
Can we just talk about how everything was cleaned up and put back to normal the next day?
Well, besides the
how
earring
his
or
mom-
whatever that was.
No, the tooth.
Besides the what?
The
Tooth.
Oh, the
Yeah,
tooth.
That was the tooth that knocked out.
But
He missed-
the steps are no longer slippery, so like Kevin's mom
Yeah.
goes right up them.
Well, that's because
And-
he made magic ice that was so slippery. The second you touched it, you fell, but
Mhm.
then melted away in the morning sun.
You're right.
But
I
it
don't know what
wasn't
I'm talking
sunny. It was a freaking snow blizzard out.
Exactly.
Maybe the,
Like-
the fresh snow caused the ice to not be slippery.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, no, it was. The shovel guy saved him and then went, oh, look at these stairs. And he put his salt down.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was trying to take Kevin into the house and he fell down. And
He's
it
like,
was the
hold
tube.
on, let me get my salt. This is dangerous.
That's why it took him so long to save him. It
Yeah.
all makes sense, guys. There we go.
We figured it out. We broke the secrets, the codes.
Ooh-wee.
Roll credits.
And also, he set up all those traps in less than an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you
another
feel
gripe
like they
about
should
this
have
movie.
given
I feel
himself more
like
time.
it took so long for them to set up like the actual burglars like going to break in, and then afterwards it was just trap after trap after trap after trap. It's like then all of a sudden it was done. I was like, what? Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
the
don't-
trap part is very it's not as long as I remembered as a kid.
yeah, me too.
It's
Well-
just it's a lot of build up and then that's just
Yeah,
that's
if you,
it.
If you want a longer trap sequence, you watch the second movie because that one is like
Yeah.
entire 30
Mhm.
minutes worth of traps, and I don't think he had that much time to set up those traps either. He didn't give him much time. I think he gave
Well,
himself
he is
an
a
hour
genius,
again.
remember?
That's right. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's more believable in the second movie because he's already gone through the situation from the first movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he spends like way too much in the second movie. He spends like way too much time at a church, and he's like, "Oh my god, I got to get home and do this thing." And
Right.
he gives himself like an hour or less than an hour to set up like 15 traps. And
Also,
in
can we
this
talk about
movie,
like where
it's
he
about the
got the
same.
blue? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Can we talk about how in the second movie, he just comes up with a blueprint like map and markers from absolutely freaking nowhere?
Well, he's in a house that's being renovated.
Yeah, but like, why would they have like a piece of paper that was perfectly, designed and Crayola markers?
I haven't gone to that part yet, so I can't talk about it.
He
No, you
definitely
have to.
He definitely brought the Crayola.
I will
markers.
get to it. I will finish the movie, but I'm not there yet.
You have to talk about it right now.
I'm
Sorry.
fully.
Oh,
I
okay.
believe that there was blueprints in the house, and he could have brought
That's
the
fair.
markers from somewhere else.
I guess,
He
but
visited a toy store
mean,
earlier that
Yeah.
day.
Pretty much. Well, it was like the day before or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm not that far yet, so I didn't know. If
But
it
I
was
mean,
the
pretty
same
much
day or
the
not.
house that he's in the second movie is already a death trap, so he doesn't really have to do much other than like push some stuff downstairs and whatever. So.
oh man,
That actually
Did you
reminds
guys-
me. These two guys would be dead
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
in the first movie and definitely the second movie. Like these two guys are
Yeah.
dead.
Like, the first movie, just when the iron falls on Marv's head, dead.
dead.
Blowtorch, he might survive that. He'd probably survive that.
Probably
Oh,
gonna
the
burn.
Paint
burns,
can.
though.
Oh yeah, I mean it would burn, but the full paint cans to the face, dead.
Yeah.
Falling several, like almost 3 stories and swinging into a brick building, dead.
Dead. Yeah, the second movie does even more crazy things. Like I think Marv gets hit by like 4 bricks. It's like
Something
you
like
are
that,
so
yeah.
dead. Like there is no way for you to live. And then he gets up and I think he hits him with like a cement bag after that too. And it's like, oh my god.
But if we're being completely real, Kevin would have died falling off his brother's bookshelf. Like,
Well,
did you see
yeah.
all the crap that came down on him? Like, if not dead, severely concussed.
I mean, there you go. The whole movie would never have happened. The burglars would have came and found him dead.
Like, oh shit,
Yeah.
now we're gonna get blamed for murder.
Right.
Which they totally decided. They went, you know what? Fuck robbing this place. Let's murder that kid.
Well, you should see
Right?
the second movie. They actively are trying to kill him.
Yeah, no, the second one, yeah, they're like, I mean, it's the continuations. Like, we don't care about robbing anymore. This kid sent us to jail. He just should have killed us technically. He needs to die.
I do wonder at what point should these guys just walk away and be like, it's not worth it, right? Like,
Right?
the loot inside, even though it's a nice house, don't get me wrong. I mean, they still have the loot from like every other house on the block, right? So like, shouldn't they just like cut their losses and be like, okay, well, he got the better of us. We'll get you next
the one
time.
guy was so eager. You're talking about the first movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was so eager. He's like, "Oh, this is the best house in the."
It's their silver
block."
tuna.
Yeah, they were so eager, and then like you guys said, I think it became more of wanting to get him than rob the house.
I don't know. As soon as like a kid sets up a blowtorch to burn my scalp, I think
Yeah,
I'm walking
I'm
away
out.
at that point.
Yeah.
Right?
Or like the
Yeah.
Or
Christmas ornaments on the
nail
floor.
in the
Oh my god, the
Ugh.
nail!
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no.
A
That- I
quiet
I
can't
place.
forgot
watch
about
it.
that scene. Honestly,
I
I was like,
can't
"Oh
do
my
it.
god."
The tar on the stairs that made him like take his shoes off and then left and then decided to go back around into the house. It's like, why didn't you try the window first and just like you would have had your shoes on? It was open.
Oh,
Yeah, that nail
would've-
scene is that's a rough
Yeah.
one.
And would the tar really pull your shoes and socks off? I mean, socks maybe, but shoes? I don't know.
I have
How
no idea.
like
I don't know.
this tar's been sitting there for almost an hour. At that point, I don't know how long tar stays sticky, but
Well, in those
I don't know.
conditions, like the cold conditions, I bet it hardened up pretty quick.
exactly.
Well,
that's
you
what
have to
I'm-
remember the furnace is down there.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also goes back to how did he clean that up real quick?
Exactly.
Oh, he
why
didn't
why are
clean
the
up the
stairs
tar.
black now?
Yeah, they just let the tar congeal, and it's just like, oh, we have a nice layer of asphalt tar.
Next
on
person
the
to go down and
stairs.
do laundry is gonna have a real surprise with that nail.
Oh,
Oh,
Ugh.
oh my gosh. I cannot.
yeah.
Also, since we're on that furnace, did anyone feel like that was forced? Beside, I know it's for character growth and for Kevin, but it was less like, okay, come on.
I mean, it was his imagination. I mean, he even said that. He's like, "This it's just in your
Yeah.
imagination. It's just in your imagination."
Also,
when
I
he
think it's like
finally
a
goes-
classic like 80s, 90s thing. Like there are always
Yeah.
scary furnaces
Furnaces
and shit
in
in
basement,
basements.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a little over the top, I guess, but yeah, it seemed, it like didn't stand out as weird to me. It's just like, oh, he was afraid of his weird furnace that would growl and glow red when it turned on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the one thing that Macaulay Culkin does well in this movie is be like, kind of like the actually kind of guy, you know, like he'll suddenly just start talking facts, like when the old guy is talking about how he doesn't, or his son doesn't want to see
yeah.
him or whatever, and
Yeah.
also Macaulay Culkin's like, actually, this is a lot like my skates, and he'll just randomly, like, I think that in terms of like, you know, kid acting, I thought that it was actually pretty
Yeah.
fun when he did that stuff, and they do
I'll-
that in the
Yeah.
second movie too. But he's obviously
I
like,
also-
older
yeah,
in that
sorry.
one.
Yeah, I also like how whenever I saw this in the second one, whenever he goes shopping, like, "Are you alone? I'm 8. Why would I be alone?
Yeah.
Anyways, here's your money."
Yeah. I have a coupon for that, by the way.
Yeah, it's for the kids. I'm an only child, so you're the kids.
Oh man, can we talk about John Candy for a second? I freaking love
Mhm.
him. I love
Me
him so
too.
much.
Yeah,
Oh, and obviously he wasn't in there for very long, but dang,
Yeah.
I was so happy when I first like saw this movie. I was like, oh my god, polka,
John
polka,
Candy is
polka.
so great.
He
Rip,
is.
Rip one of the goats.
Was.
Yeah.
Barf from Spaceballs, plane stains and
Mhm.
automobiles,
Oh,
Cool
cool
Running.
runnings,
Cool Runnings. That's what I remember from.
forgot that he was in Cool Runnings
stripes. I mean, come on.
How can you forget he was in Cool Runnings?
because I haven't seen it in forever.
Did you forget Cool Runnings was a show or a movie?
Kind of.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, for
I hadn't
me,
thought about Cool Runnings until just the second. So
John Candy as Bartholomew is my favorite performance for him. Like,
Uncle
That's
Buck.
fair. Uncle.
Yeah, Uncle
Oh,
Buck, yeah.
that's
I
another
don't know
great
what
one.
Yeah, I'll say I don't know, but he's been a lot of good ones that I loved him. That was just
Rookie of the
so-
Year, he was an announcer.
Oh yeah.
Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think my favorite is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles for him.
I don't know if I've ever seen that one.
I don't think I've
I've
seen that
It's
one.
of it.
great.
Yeah, I've seen parts of it, but I've meant to watch it, but I've never seen all of it.
yeah, it was pretty
All
fun.
right, there we go.
Pretty
I think we got 3 movies that we can pick. All right, 3
Yeah.
new movies, guys. There we go.
Yeah. I'll say maybe I will pick a John Candy movie. I had one already picked out, but I might change it.
Tay's lying. He just got
Yeah.
his recommendation as
we
we're
know
doing.
he's.
No, I
he
picked it.
wasn't
I
decided.
picked it
until
like
10
5
from now.
minutes ago. Okay. While
That's
we were
like
discussing, I
record.
looked at my list and went, yeah, I could do that one.
That's like a record for you.
Yeah. No, there's been times I've picked it out weeks in advance. Not often, but there have been those times.
Sure.
Maybe I will pick a John Candy movie.
Well, I guess we'll just leave the
Also-
audience on their seat waiting
Yeah,
for the end.
for another like
Ayo.
10
Don't skip
years.
ahead. Don't skip ahead.
Did you guys know that Angels with Filthy Souls was not an actual movie, but they made it for these movies?
Yes.
It
Isn't
seems
that
pretty
cool?
authentic, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone used to
filthy
look,
animal.
try to find it, and then
Mhm.
they couldn't, because it wasn't real.
Yeah. Same with the oh my gosh, what the toy that he uses, the recording toy in the second one, the talk
The yak back or talk back, yeah.
talk back. Yeah, they didn't actually like they had to start creating them because kids wanted it so bad from that second movie.
I know.
I
That's
I
so
wanted
cool.
one. I
I
actually
say,
Yeah.
I got something similar to it later in life, but yeah.
Hey.
yeah. I think I had a friend with one. That's right. That was the talk back. I had the yak back, which came out later. It was just a small portable version, and it couldn't. I don't think it could speed up or slow down, but you could. It would just you could record for like 5-10 seconds and then play it back. It was stupid, but as a kid, it was wonderful.
And annoying for the parents.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
I used my voice recorder to death, and my parents probably hated it.
It happens.
Yep.
Oh, it was a great movie.
But I know we talked about the ending a little bit, but should we officially go to the ending?
Sure.
Sure.
You know, all of a sudden everybody loves Kevin now.
Well, he's been left alone
Well, they were
for
worried.
like
I would
a
say
week.
they were, worried about him. Except Talkboy, that's what it was called. Yeah, they were worried about him. But then the second they go home, see he's safe, they're like, "Oh, good," and they all just immediately.
Uh-oh, we lost Tay. Tay,
Yeah,
you there?
I'm about to
Oh
say,
no!
no, Tay, we left him at home.
Worst cliffhanger
Hey,
ever.
Okay.
Are you
I
back?
don't know why.
Oh,
I don't
you're
know.
back.
Am I?
You're back. You're back.
Okay, that was weird. I was like,
Unplug his mic.
I don't think I
You-
did.
You cut off like midway through your last sentence.
What was I saying?
Restart.
Oh yeah, just how everyone comes home, they're happy to see him, like, "Oh, good, you survived," and then just immediately leave him alone again.
Everyone goes to their rooms,
Yeah, I'm like, okay, whatevs.
and then it ends with Kevin. What do you do to my room?
Oh yeah. The one thing he didn't clean up was the
The room. Or the-
big mess that he made in
Yeah.
his brother's room.
Okay, so I did find out the Talk Boy wasn't created because of Home Alone 2. It was a tie-in promotion. So
Ah.
Interesting. I've
Yeah.
always been told that it was created because of it.
nope. It was a toy that was coming out, and then they're like, "Hey, can we use your movie as marketing? Because everyone's gonna go see it."
Wow, what a smart company!
Yeah.
Holy cow!
I didn't consent to that ad when I was a
Yeah.
kid. I'm suing.
Oh, you don't get a consent to ads in movies. They're everywhere. Everywhere.
Well, yeah, the
Also,
end,
like,
the ending of the movie is it's more interesting in the second one because Kevin like literally just walks out the door while everyone's opening presents and goes to see the bird lady, and I don't think anyone really cared that he had left until his dad was like, "Kevin, how'd you spend $970 on shit?" But it's like Kevin, like he just leaves the house, like he just leaves and no one even bats an eye.
Well, there's presents everywhere. No, I love the second one so much. I love the Mr. Duncan.
Mr. Duncan. I didn't meet him,
That's
but
great.
Yeah, let's just talk about the second one, guys. No, I'm kidding.
Greedy's
I'm
just
only
angry
halfway
because he
through.
didn't watch it, even though I told him to watch it. I told him to watch it
Mhm.
a few
My
days.
Well,
favorite
he
part
said,
is
when you
the
told
ending.
me, I was like, I don't think I have enough time, and I didn't. I made it almost halfway through.
That's good enough, you know.
So let's start off. So at least, like I said, I knew I wasn't gonna have time, but I was like, I kind of want to watch it just to see how what series of events leads to him being alone again. And like I said, I was like, okay, that one makes more sense. Him
Yeah.
thinking he sees his dad get on a plane because they're wearing the same coat, only to turn out, oh, it wasn't my dad. It's like that makes
Yeah.
so much more sense.
Yeah, I just wanted people to watch the second one, especially after Ray had said that she watched it. I just wanted everyone to watch it because I think the second movie is just better all around. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
one, it's much more believable at times. Obviously, towards the end when these guys should be dead, like sure, suspension of disbelief there, but I think that in general it has a better tone. I think there's two groups of main antagonists: the hotel workers who are really great, and the two burglars who are like the returning stars, right? And I think the bird lady, like it doesn't make sense that he's so afraid of her at the beginning, but I think the come around on it is also much better than the shovel man who just kind of randomly shows up and walks over to him and is like, "Hey, you want to get hit in the head with a shovel?" Like,
I do. So it's so funny watching, like I said, just watching the first part when he sees the bird lady and he's like sick. It's like later on, it's like sick as a sick man. That's awesome. So I'm just like, he's just like, she's too sick for me. That's so cool. And he runs away.
yeah, I think he's grossed out by the birds all over her.
Yeah.
But
I would be too.
yeah, I like
Well,
I like their whole arc much better than him and the old man in the first movie.
Yeah.
I think it's
still like-
just much more
yeah.
charming and it makes
I
more
still
sense.
like the old man though, and I like that
Yeah, I
the little conversation they have in the church. And like I said, as a kid, I loved that he showed up and shoveled them in the head. Although I think it's funny, the shovel knocks him out completely. Where it's like the
But
iron
nothing
in
else
it.
does.
No, I mean,
Everything
it's got,
else?
yeah, like it's got force behind it, sure, but still, those are things that are made of aluminum. The shovel would bend or plastic.
Yeah.
Like,
I just find it very humorous that the whole movie he's trying to be like, "Hey, the shovel thing isn't true. You've heard things about me," and then
And
he
then
ends up like practically
Using a
killing these
shovel.
guys with a
Yeah.
shovel.
I'm gonna bury you guys alive with this thing. It's great. These kids were onto
Put you in my-
something.
put you in my salt so you dissolve. Perfect.
Right.
And
I
the
love
wet,
it.
The wet bandits turn into the salt bandits.
And then they turn into the sticky bandits.
They're so sticky,
Yeah.
or at least Marv is.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
See, having a calling card is stupid because now they can tie all the previous crimes to you.
And
So
that's how it
kids, if you're
goes,
gonna be a criminal,
yeah.
don't
Kid,
leave
this is
any
a great
calling
lesson.
card.
You get these cool nicknames.
So, yeah, I mean, essentially, after watching the second movie, I was like, because I was kind of like, should I give this movie the rating that I gave it? Like, maybe after talking about it, I'll raise it up. But no, after watching the second movie, I'm like, yeah, I'm solid in place with my rating. I'm not budging on it because the second movie did everything. Like, it does retread a lot, but it does it so much better than the first movie. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Like the second movie, I feel like is a genuine classic. This one is a classic, but it's not. It's kind of like those old classics which are better left in your memories.
Yeah.
The
I will
second one could have easily been the first one. Like you
Yeah.
don't really need to know that he was home alone the first time.
Yeah. And I will say, the part I got to in the second one, they're chasing him, up to the hotel room, and then he does turns on the Angels movie,
Mhm.
and they fall for it again. Where it's like, he made up the grown man, like made up the story that his dad was there. Why would you suddenly fall for this again?
Yeah, that's more of like a callback to the first movie, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like maybe it's just because I watched the first one. That's just like, okay, this is more unbelievable than it was the first one.
Yeah,
And
I had a buffer between the first and the second. I watched the Muppets Christmas Carol before
ooh,
all
Oh,
them too.
I love that.
great movie.
Yeah, that's also another classic. Like that's
That's my favorite version of the Christmas Carol.
It
It's the best.
really is. It really is one of the best.
Yeah, it's the best Christmas
I agree.
Carol adaptation.
We're
The best,
Barley
yeah.
and Marley. Woo!
Here's a question for you: how many ghosts did Scrooge see that?
4. No. 5.
5. Yes, 5 if it's the Muppet Christmas Carol. 4 if it's any other version.
Yeah, because they had the shoehorn in the 2 old guys, and there's 2 of
Yeah.
them. So you can't just have 1. They got.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta have
Which I'm fine. I'm like that there was 2. I remember because this was one of the first ones I actually ever saw of Christmas Carol, and then when I saw another one, I was like, "Why is there only one Marley? That's weird."
What the heck?
See, that's why it's the best, man.
Where's the Barley Marley DLC? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to watch that movie
Anyways,
again.
back to this one. I guess we're done. We ready for ratings?
I think I
I don't know
am.
if y'all are.
Sure.
All right,
All
Grady,
right.
get it going.
So Home Alone, a lot of nostalgia for me in the movie. I must say I did like it more as a kid. I kind of is one of these movies where, like I said, more nostalgia, but now I'm kind of like, no, I see the bumps and bruises now. I a lot of hatred towards Kevin for no reason. I wish there was more of a build up for that. And I wish there was also like a slight build up of him like learning how to develop these traps and be a better fighter against these wet bandits. And I think there was also too long of a build up to the wet bandits starting to break in. There was a couple of times where I was like, all right, this is the break-in, and then Kevin does something, and you're like, oh, we gotta wait till tomorrow. And so it's just like one too many of those. You guys hated the old man. I didn't mind him.
I don't think anyone said they hated him.
Uh,
Greedy.
I think it was a good emotional feel for the movie, and it was a good tie-in. Besides him just randomly showing up and beating, knocking the bandits out until the cops showed up. But overall, it was still a good nostalgia movie. I think you guys are nitpicking it a little too much, but that being said, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5.
Oh, that's a strong accusation there. I don't feel like I've nitpicked anything. I've had strong convictions against this movie.
Yeah. All right. So Home Alone. We didn't really. I just thought of something else we didn't talk about, which I guess I'll
that's
go
a
over
given.
because
Yeah.
that's how it always goes. We didn't talk about like the music and stuff, and I think John Williams did a good job on this. John Williams and the director Chris Columbus, who did like first 3 Harry Potter movies, or at least he directed the first 2. I think just produced the 3rd one, but either way, you definitely get like the same feel. You've seen those movies.
Yeah, the opening song's a banger.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, just like just the beginning and the feel, it definitely makes me think of Harry Potter, which he did much later. I guess not much later, only a few years later.
Yeah.
Damn, that's been a long time since those movies came out. It's like, yeah, they just came out, like 10 years ago. Oh no, they came out ago. But yeah, so like I like how it just the feel of the movie, but yeah, there's definitely a big suspension of disbelief on it. Just so much disbelief you have to suspend. But overall, like I really enjoy it. I think it's a fun movie. It is a classic, as they say, I guess. Even though I haven't watched it in years until now. So it's not one that I go out of my way to see. And just from the little bit I've seen the second one definitely seems better. But the acting was good in this. Besides some of the cringe make him scream, and his nods to the camera were a bit annoying. Like he runs around, arms flailing, and then turns towards the camera and then turns away. It's like, do you know the camera's there? Why are you always talking to yourself, Kevin? Yeah, so there's definitely some silly, dumb stuff. But it's fun, enjoyable. So I didn't mind the old man. Like I said, I enjoyed the old man. Yeah, overall, yeah, I give it a 3 out of 5 as well.
Wow. All right. I watch this movie just about every year. I prefer the second one, but I feel like Home Alone did kind of set the tone for like Christmas music in movies, like the score and everything. It's fantastic. I man, I really do like this movie. I was telling y'all that I'd watched it at least 5 or 6 times already this year. And it's great. It's very nostalgic, and I love one part that we didn't talk about that's not really a huge part. I like the little things in movies. 2 things. One, Buzz, when he says like 1 B and D or whatever, like when he's like listing out points in the beginning. I thought that was really funny. But anyway, 2, when he's praying over his mac and cheese and he said to the people that sold it on sale. I always think that's precious. But yeah, overall, with all of the quirks and the quips and the old man, I did like after they opened up and like they talked and stuff. I think it can send a message to just about everybody that you never know what somebody's going through and why they are the way they are. And I think that's very sweet, especially around Christmas time. But I'm gonna give this movie also actually a 3 out of 5. That was gonna be my answer through and through. So there we are.
Okay. Call me a hater.
At least.
2 out of 5. I wasn't vibing with
You
this
went
one.
down.
I actually went down while we were talking about it. I feel like this is just like the second movie takes the opportunity that is given from this movie and rolls with it. And this one, even though it's like, yep, we're here, we're doing it. It's just not great in my opinion. Like, and I did watch it when I was a kid. I did have nostalgia. Like, I was really excited to watch this again. And then when I was watching, I'm like, I'm not vibing with this. Like, this is just not good. And Kevin being so annoying. I mean, even though I like Kevin, like, his screaming was just obnoxious. Call me nitpicking and biased. I don't care. I stick to my guns with these types of things. And the second movie, after watching that, just makes this movie look like The Sandlot 2, which is like, who watches The Sandlot 2? You watch the good movie, The Sandlot, I'll be watching Home Alone 2 over Home Alone any day, and I will be recommending Home Alone 2 to anyone who wants to watch a Christmas movie from this point on, because that one is so much better. It's not the best movie ever, but yeah, and maybe I'm comparing this too much to Home Alone 2, but it's just facts. It really is. Like, I think there's too long of a build up for the main action in this movie. I think that the acting is subpar for the most of it. I do like the music, and I think that the set of the house and stuff like that is well done. But yeah, I mean, even during our conversations, I thought you guys were going to be lower than what I was expecting, because we just kind of all were kind of pooping on the movie for a bit.
Yeah,
there.
I was honestly
But
sorry.
I just gotta stick with it. 2 out of 5. Call me a hater. Hate me in the comments later. But I didn't like it. It's below average for me.
That's fair. Also,
Well, the first
can we talk about Joe Pesci just trying not to swear the whole time?
Yes. Oh my gosh. They like had to get on to him about that too.
Sorry, go ahead, Greedy.
I was just gonna say, well, the first walked, so the second could run. So there you go.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna raise the score on Home Alone.
No.
The first tripped, so the second could pick it up and be like, "Let me help you there." That's a better way of putting it for me.
Yep, that's fair.
All right. Well, Tay, you said you had a movie for us. Hopefully, no one skipped ahead to this part. That'd be naughty.
Spoilers. So I put on my list Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but that's not the one I'm picking today. So it'll be for a future one.
Boo.
I know. The movie I picked is Stranger Than Fiction from 2006, directed by Mark Forster. Interesting. Writer Zach Helm, stars Will Ferrell, Emma Thompson, Dustin Hoffman, a few others. Hold on, let me show me the whole list. Maggie Gyllenhaal, I know, is in it. Queen Latifah, is that her name?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's her.
Yep. So yeah, it's got a bunch of people. Let me give you. So basically, IRS auditor Harold Crick suddenly finds his mundane Chicago life to be the subject of narration only he can hear. Narration that begins to affect his entire existence, from his work to his love life to his death. It's one of my favorite movies. I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of a. We'll see how you guys feel about it. But I really love this movie. So.
I've never seen it, but I've always wanted to, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I've never seen this one either.
Dustin Hoffman's in.
I will warn y'all, yes. I don't like Will Ferrell, but we'll see how I feel about him in this movie.
I'm not a huge Will Ferrell fan either, but this is one of the movies where he actually just does a really good job.
I should clarify, not on a personal level. I don't find his brand of comedy that funny anymore. This
is not a comedy. So I mean, there's some funny moments, but that's why I actually like him in this.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's why I like him in this one, is because he plays the straight man.
I promise I won't go into this with any biases. Okay.
Okay. So, but like I said, that's I know. Like I said, it's not going to be for everybody, and part of that is because of Will Ferrell. But there's a big but. This is one of the few movies I actually really enjoy him in. So.
All right.
I haven't seen it, so it'll be exciting.
So if you, the listener, don't want to be spoiled, or if you want to join the conversation for Stranger Than Fiction from 2006, don't watch the 2000 one, 2006.
Wait, the 2000 one?
There is a 2000 one. I saw it on Letterboxd.
Oh.
Make sure you watch that before the next episode airs in 2 weeks. You can get it on Amazon, Apple TV, YouTube, etc. So all the normal places there for renting. So it shouldn't be too difficult to find. But yeah, we'll reconvene in 2 weeks and talk about that. Are there any small recommendations from the cast? And if you need a second, I will recommend The Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yay!
Fun, enjoyable. There was like 2 songs that I didn't like, but everything else was really good. So
yeah,
definitely.
I really thought you were gonna say Home Alone 2.
Well, we've already discussed that enough.
Yeah. I have like a drink recommendation.
Ooh. All right.
All of you. Ooh.
Yeah.
Run, don't walk to Amazon and order banana flavored Nesquik.
Whoa. Okay.
It's incredible. Absolutely wonderful.
Banana flavor.
Banana flavored Nesquik.
You heard it first here, folks. Banana flavored Nesquik.
It's fantastic. I'm pretty sure.
Don't get it if you're allergic to bananas.
Well, there's probably 0 banana actual in it.
probably,
but
yeah.
Boy, howdy, it's delicious.
Well, all right. Anything else anyone wants to say before we end the show?
I hope you guys have a great New Year.
Yeah.
This episode will be
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Enjoy. Have a good 2024, and we'll definitely see you on the other side.
That's right.
Heyo.
We'll be here.
Tay finished Home Alone 2.
I'm going to. Don't worry.
That's your homework.
I know.
All right,
Greedy
y'all.
start Home Alone 2.
Yeah, Greedy, go watch Home Alone 2 and then tell us if you rolled your score for the Home Alone 1.
That too.
Yeah, next episode, I'll be talking about Home Alone 2, which has no correlation to Stranger. Whatever.
Stranger Than Fiction.
Yeah. Where can we watch Stranger Than Fiction?
Amazon,
on
YouTube,
you can rent
Apple Podcast, Vudu. I don't know what Vudu
Apple
is.
Podcast.
Vudu.
I'm sorry, Apple Store.
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
gonna
I
go
own
to
it
Apple
on
Podcast.
DVD, so I'm gonna watch it there.
Hey,
Damn.
nice.
DVD,
I
Blu-ray, no
can
criterion.
if I can find the box it's in.
I'm gonna watch it
Uh-oh.
on VHS.
Yeah, well, VH. Oh man, that's another thing that kind of hits you in the nostalgia with a lot of these older movies is seeing like the VHS cassette tapes and stuff like that.
Oh,
Because I grew up on that,
love
like
it.
making mixtapes of like
Oh,
Backstreet
yeah.
Boys songs and sing songs. So
Yeah. Also with the VHS, I made recorded TV episodes and stuff,
home
so I could
movies.
watch
yeah.
it later.
me
Me
too.
and my cousin and sister would try to get on AFV and like stage funny videos, and we have like hours of VHS tapes. It's very nostalgic in that sense.
That's great.
All right, well, I am YemmytheFerret, and I've been here with.
GreedyWaffles.
Taymation.
RaeofPositivity.
And we are Film Freaks with a Z. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Watch out for those wet bandits.
Water damage.
Sticky bandits.
Water bill.
Yeah, water bill and water damage. Those the poor Murphys.
The insurance.